Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I am joined by SK. SK, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing really good, Ash. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. Maybe not as good as you. You're top 50 right now on ladder. You're the only top 100, I want to say right now. Maybe top 200 with Xbow. So
Yeah.
I had to get you on the line, but you have some thoughts about the Archer Queen. First, as we watch this replay of you, Legendary Pop, against Anaban, I want you to kind of break down how you feel about the Archer Queen. I'm going to, spoiler alert, you want an emergency nerf, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
So I've seen it put in a pretty nice way by someone, and it's that she has two really notable attributes to her ability. So first thing I want to say is that her base stats are pretty much balanced. She kind of resembles a musketeer in that regard, so I think that's completely fine. I think that one thing of her base stats is she could die to Fireball Log, maybe, but I think the ability is obviously the real issue here, and that is one, that she gets invisibility, and two, that she gets at max level 897 DPS, which is, I'm pretty sure, over double that of a Sparky, if I'm not mistaken.
Dude, I'm seeing Anaban freeze her right now. She's still tearing it up. I love how you just put her at the bridge. You just, like, she's that strong. You're just like,
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
is a big issue that a lot of pros, like Lucas, was pretty vocal about.
Yeah.
The fact that sometimes the literal best play with this card is the player at the bridge, and it'll force out like a Valkyrie or something, use her ability, and it still kills the Valkyrie untouched.
Dude.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that does not seem to be in the spirit of the card, does it? Like, what?
Yeah, for sure.
But, okay, so like, let me play devil's advocate, though. It's a brand new card, a brand new concept. She does feel stronger than the Golden Knight and the Skeleton King. There's no doubt about that. Do you feel like the Golden Knight is balanced and Skeleton King is a little bit weak? That seems to be the general consensus, or do you disagree?
Yes, I would agree. I think the Golden Knight actually really annoys me personally. I don't think he needs a nerf for sure, but I like get very annoyed because his attack speed is so fast. His health is like
It's hard to react to.
deceivingly high. Yeah, and then you just don't know like who he's gonna target because you play like two troops. He dashes, and you don't know if he's gonna go to the tower or what. So it just takes a lot of skill to control. But I think that is something that'll come with time. People will get more used to him.
Yeah, well, going back to my devil's advocate, because I'm all over the place today. What do you so what do you think about what about people saying, hey, it's early, dude, it's early, let's not overreact, people are just unlocking her, people are just finally using their magic items, their resources to upgrade her, and now you're advocating Supercell comes in and ruins it for me, SK? So what do you have to say to those people? Because I'm sure we'll get a couple of those comments.
So I completely understand. I think this is kind of an issue that Supercell has been having at some times, that they kind of release a card. I don't want to hate on Supercell in any way because I love the game and love the company, but I do think that it feels a bit under-tested, the card, because it's very clearly...
It's clearly very strong,
I'd say that for sure you do need to give it time. People need to adjust, and people can always tend to overreact, but I think she's hit like a 40, 50, or 60% between that use rate in grand challenges.
Yeah, dude.
Of course, everyone can play her now, so
that's true.
Makes sense, but that everyone would be trying her out. But like, she's literally in some of the most broken decks. And also another thing is that she can basically fit in any deck. You see Lava Hound with Archer Queen now, like you would not expect Lava Hound with Musketeer, for example, right? So
it's so true, man. And that's the telltale sign, I think, of a card being like broken, right? Is that when it's being used, not just like insane use rates, but being used in every single archetype with insane win rates. And the writing is all over the wall, and it's not like we haven't learned how to counter her. It's like lightning, you know? Like, that's the best counter, I feel like, too. So what would you do to her ability? Would you, obviously, you're kind of heading to the direction that you were going to say, do something to the ability, right? The cloak?
Yeah, for sure. So, first things first is, like I was saying, someone broke it down pretty well. There are two really good parts of her ability, the invisibility and the damage, and I think it's too much value, let alone for only one elixir, and for the fact that its cooldown is only 11 seconds. So what you can do is you can play her, use her ability on defense, then she goes on offense, and you can use it again. So that's like 2 times in the same sequence, and that's completely unhealthy. So firstly, I would change the ability to probably cost 2 elixir. We were talking about the giant skeleton King. I think him costing 2 and Archer Queen costing 1 should be completely swapped based on the strength.
I like that. And then everything's fixed, pretty much, right?
Well, I also think the cooldown needs to be addressed.
Yikes,
because
man!
I don't...
You're over-nerfing SK.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, but if they take it to Elixir and they don't reduce the cooldown, that's 4 Elixir you're gonna have to spend, 9 Elixir total, you know? So I don't know.
Times,
yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, hey, listen, I want you to kind of bring me through or run me through a match here against another amazing player. We're going to play a live too, guys, just so you guys know. Let's press play in 3. Walk us through this deck and walk us through, you know, how you're using the Archer Queen as well.
All right, so this is your standard 3.0 Expo cycle with Fireball, Tesla. The reason I'm using Electro Spirit is because there's a game-breaking clone glitch right now. Not sure if you guys know about that or not, but that is basically the reason I'm using it. And so Archer Queen is in place of the Archers, and I thought that was the most sensible substitution to make because Tesla is kind of a fundamental card of Expo. You need that building on defense. I don't think it's replaceable. And I think Archers, their main utility is that they're cheap and you can split them and they're good against Graveyard and all of that, but I think Archer Queen overrides her. And here you'll see I Fireball his Archer Queen. That's because I'm playing extremely safe. So LCOP's using a Royal Hogs Archer Queen deck that's pretty much the best deck in the game right now, although it does use Earthquake instead of Rocket typically. So that was a big saving grace factor for me in this matchup,
right?
That he had Rocket over Earthquake. So yeah, I think.
So what's going through your head right now? In this?
All right, yeah. So I'm really happy I got a early lead in single, and I'm just trying to slowly chip him out with logs and set up defensively with Teslas and Archer Queens. Here I cycle an Archer Queen instead of a Tesla because they did nerf the Tesla's lifetime. So it's not as simple as just spam Teslas.
Thank God.
You want to cycle Archer Queens, yeah. And something else I'll talk about is card cycling with champions. But here you'll see I think I use her ability, and it just fully takes out the Goblin Cage for only 1 Elixir. And she does put in work against the Royal Hogs too. Yeah, so just a lot of value. And again, I Fireball his Archer Queen. I don't want to take any chances. And I go for Electro Spirit just to get chipped. So basically what I'm trying to do is use the Archer Queen as much as I can to try and force him to overcommit. And I'm trying to use the fact that I have the Fireball as a response to his Archer Queen to kind of mitigate any risk of her using her ability and taking like half my tower. And you also notice I'm not cycling the Archer Queen behind my tower at any situation whatsoever. There I played it high because I don't want him to.
You just cycled her like 30 seconds ago.
Okay, well, that was.
I got you.
Yeah,
because there was a stalemate and nothing was going on. I got you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he uses Rocket or not, but I'm basically trying to avoid giving him Rocket value. There, I kind of Fireballed 1 Royal Hog. I don't think it was very valuable, but either way, I'm just kind of trying to break through.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to force him to Rocket on my Expo, and then I can kind of out-chip him.
Okay.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you again about that cycle point. So, do you feel like people can abuse cycles with heroes or champions?
Yes, definitely. You'll see me do this in triple, and you'll see LCOP do it too, because of the fact that you have essentially a 3-card cycle when a champion's down. Because it's really complicated. Even I don't fully understand how it gets back to your hand and stuff. There I use her ability again. LCOP uses her ability too. And she still gets a hit on the tower, which is like pretty crazy. But yeah, I think you can definitely use it for cycling abilities.
Yeah, so how do you use that to your advantage? You're trying to cycle...
I would say primarily for spells, especially in triple. You can cycle Fireballs and Logs to kind of get the damage advantage for Tiebreaker, because Expo is kind of a deck that traditionally goes to Tiebreaker anyway. So you can kind of get that spell damage advantage and win by Tiebreaker instead of needing to take their tower.
Gotcha.
And having a 3-card cycle means you can just go Fireball, Log, Skeletons, Electro Spirit, and you're already back to Fireball. Okay. So there I forced out Rocket on my Expo. And you'll notice that I'm switching lanes, even though I have more damage in the right. Here I Fireball his right tower to try and get up in damage, but I soon realized that I need to be going opposite lane, because I can't afford to let him go same lane, and he'll have a better advantage if I'm going same lane against him. That's kind of a general Expo attribute. And he starts rocketing my tower, which is pretty scary. So I have to start applying a lot of pressure. Yeah. So I use the Queen's ability, Fireball, log, and just pulling out all the stops to try and make an offensive breakthrough. I think I fireball again here, but he's still kind of rocket cycling me.
Wow.
I'm lucky that he missed those skeletons, so my Xbow gets another connection. So here's where I start. I play the queen down first. He plays his queen, and the ability just kind of shreds my Xbow.
Oh my god.
Since I do have the queen down, here you see I fireball, skeletons, log, electro spirit, and I already fireball.
You're back to fireball.
So, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm talking about with the spells.
Yeah.
And it was only thanks to that I was able to outdamage this rocket cycle, because not many things can outdamage rocket cycle.
So the 3-card cycle, abusing the 3-card.
Yeah,
Do you think does that feel
sure.
right to you, or do you think that's like, obviously it's a new dynamic to the game? Do you think it's healthy? Is that a stupid way to ask about it? I don't know.
I'd say it's probably a bit too early to say, but it definitely feels kind of abusable in cycle decks.
Yes.
Less so in like heavier beatdown decks, but in a cycle deck like this,
cool.
It does feel a bit too strong.
Okay, want to play a live?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and find out what he's gonna have. He plays a queen, so I'm just gonna mirror that with a queen of my own.
Okay.
And I'll probably use her ability against.
I was gonna
his.
say, do you want to use the ability first or second, or does it not matter if you're going queen versus
I usually try and do it first, but
Okay.
I find that in most cases, okay, and he actually lightnings my queen.
Did
so
you
I'm
use
gonna
the
go
ability?
for a knight. I did,
Okay.
but he still lightninged it. And I'm gonna go for an Xbow now, because I think he's low in elixir since he just went lightning.
Sure.
Yeah, he has ghost. I'm gonna log all of this back. Electro Spirit just to kind of reset the ghost a bit and get more of an Xbow connection. So,
Nice.
unfortunately, he does have lightning, which is a good counter to my queen. So I'm gonna take note of that and try and not cycle queen in lightning range on my right side tower.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what he's gonna be having since he has Skarmy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Kind of unconventional.
Definitely.
And it's gonna be Golem. Okay.
Golem. All right.
So we're gonna cycle Archer Queen. I am a bit worried here, to be honest, because he can possibly get a bunch of lightning value. But I'm gonna try and use the Archer Queen's ability to
Shred through
DPS
that
down
golem?
this golem as much
Yeah,
as
yeah.
I can. Yep. So there it is. He goes for a queen of his own, and I'm gonna go for a knight to prevent his queen from targeting mine. So I
Yeah.
kind of keep her alive. And here I'm already back to the ability, so I'm gonna try and use it before the Night Wish takes it out, and perfect.
Oh my god.
And now I'm gonna go
dude.
for an Xbow.
Easy.
And the left, yep. So he's gonna go for a ghost again. That is not gonna be sufficient to tank for the Xbow.
Nope.
And
Decides not to Skarmy or anything, so that's gonna be tower maybe down.
yeah,
but close.
pretty much in spell cycle range. Now I just have to
Yeah.
worry about defense, but
Yep.
yeah.
More challenging matchups certainly in double elixir time, but I feel like you got this, right?
I'll
Do you go
try.
defensive Expo, like on the far left-hand side, or no?
Yes, so I'm gonna go for it closer to when the golem crosses,
sense.
so I can get more value. So this is the anti-lightning placement. I'm gonna use the ability now, and I don't want to use fireball on his queen. I know he has Night Witch, so I kind of want to use it on that.
Oh,
and
perfect. Dude, this guy's
So now he
toast,
has-
man.
Yeah, he is gonna use the queen ability, and that is kind of scary.
Yep.
But we're gonna go for a Tesla. He shouldn't be back to the queen's ability. Okay, actually,
Uh-oh.
he might be back. Okay, he's back to it.
He uses it. But
We're just
it's
gonna
so
log
scary
and-
because even with that much HP on your tower, you never know. You never know with that.
Yeah,
queen.
it can take your whole tower. So he's kind of trying to go for a last resort push, but I'm just gonna cycle back to log, and that should be the match.
There you go. I don't even know what tournament level standard is anymore. With level 11, I'm like,
Yeah,
I think
me
you got
neither.
that right. Cool.
I don't have spell damage memorized or anything.
Yeah, same. I don't know if my viewers do.
Yeah, this was the match that got me to rank 41.
All right, break it
so
down for
he has
us here.
max Archer Queen too.
Okay.
I haven't played E-Giant with this deck before, so this
Going
is a
into
bit
this match,
not like perfect since I didn't kind of have a set game plan against this specific deck, but I was able to make it work. So
all right.
he activates King, but another good thing about running E-Spirit in Expo is that you don't have to worry about King activations at all.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So you'll notice that I don't cycle my Archer Queen first. I always prefer to cycle my Knight.
Okay.
And that's because it's 5 elixir investment. Might be risky, especially if they go opposite lane. And I might want to have her on defense. So
got you.
that's just why I don't cycle her right at the start. So now I'm just getting chip damage. And he's not playing anything, so I still don't know what he has. He has
I was gonna say
Hydrak, and I Expo now because the general rule against E-Giant or Golem is that if they play a 4 elixir card, you can go Expo opposite, and they won't have enough elixir to play their Golem or E-Giant in time. And there I Fireball his Archer Queen, thinking I'd be able to take it out, but it survives with just a bit of HP. So,
well, looking back on that Fireball, would you do the same thing? I imagine anyway, right? Or no?
Yeah, I would have, because if it survived and went to my side, it would have been a big threat.
Do you really think that Art is dead?
Yeah, it's just kind of a symbolic clan that I make when I push top ladder.
Okay.
Last time I actually did it was exactly 12 months ago, last year, October.
Okay. All right.
When I got my first top 1k finish, so I just joined again.
Okay.
But here I use her ability again. And he actually makes a really smart play here with the E-Giant. So that is a really good counterplay that I didn't know of, so well played for sure.
Great, another thing that E-Giant's broken at.
Right? Yeah, so I just log and knight just to make sure it doesn't reach my tower, because we all know what happens.
Yep.
Now his E-Giant's out of cycle, so I'm going in, knowing that it's out of cycle, and he's going to lightning. And here you'll see I use a little trick of pulling the Goblin Brawler out of Expo range so it gets in tiny lock, like any small lock. So you can do that with Expo. I cycle my Queen now since Lightning's out of cycle, and I Fireball because I realized that I'm going to start needing to get chip damage. I don't think I'll be able to break through again, so I need that kind of hit points advantage. And here I use her ability, basically fully and fully takes out his Queen too.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, that is so nasty. You're right.
Yeah, I was scared of him using the ability. And here you'll see that Queen is really good against Expo.
Yeah.
But the one benefit is that when she goes invisible,
get a lock.
Your Expo locks on the tower instead. So it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah.
And I spaced out my Queen for my Tesla to make sure he could only lightning 1.
Nice.
So you can see that even though he lightning my Queen, I'm still able to get my Tesla down and defend. And it's looking less and less like I can get a connection now, so I think I go defensive. Yeah, so that's the same anti-lightning placement I was talking about. He goes for a Queen, and that basically fully kills my Expo, sadly.
And your poor knight is just runs to his death. This is a intimidating push here.
Yep, luckily. I was really nervous, like thinking about how I'm gonna get through this. And he lightnings, and I'm like, oh no, I have to get back to my Tesla. But Archer Queen's ability comes in so clutch. Like,
oh my god!
I didn't even need to use a Tesla. Like, you're used to needing a building to counter E-Giant, but now you just use your ability.
Just gotta be careful of that NATO, right?
Yeah. Yep. Although there is a weird glitch as well, which I think they're gonna fix, but it's that sometimes the Queen doesn't get pulled by a tornado or knocked back by a log when you use her ability. It's like a weird interaction. I think it actually happened there.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna fix that. So.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Here I'm going lightning. Again, anti-lightning. You have to know with Expo, you have to know all your placement. So that's the anti-lightning Tesla placement. They can't lightning your Tesla and your tower. And here I go opposite just because I know he wants damage in the left. So I'm trying to force him to split his elixir. But now it's going to be a huge push that I have to defend. I go for the knight on the Queen. I think that's the safest play, and just Fireball. And here I might do the same kind of spell cycling trick that I was talking about. I'm not sure. But here I go with a very far Tesla and Queen's ability. There, you see, like, it didn't really pull it completely.
Yeah, she's like, it gave her like a one tile, you know, and that's it. But there you go. You're cycling a Fireball log really quickly. Fireball's already back in hand.
Fireball again. Yep.
Wow.
So that's the trick.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really nice
job,
match,
man. Well done, brother. Well done. Congratulations. Hey, good luck at the end of the season here. We'll see where you are tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, well played. So any final thoughts on Archer Queen or the deck in general before we let you go, SK?
So I've already talked about how I think the Queen needs to be balanced, so I'd just like to see them do it hopefully sometime soon, like hopefully by the start of the next season. And for Expo, I wouldn't advise maxing your Queen and spending a lot of money, since I think she is going to get nerfed pretty soon. And I think Expo Cycle with Archers might be the classic, the standard go-to again, but just kind of the fact that I was able to push this high with Xbow Archer Queen kind of shows just how strong the Queen is, and just kind of really sets her apart from a lot of other cards that have been released in the game.
Absolutely, man. We'll see what they end up doing. Do they listen to SK's advice, or do they keep her as is for the rest of the season? Time will tell. I think they're going to emergency nerf her too. I think that you're right here. But either way, SK, thank you so much for coming on the channel. We'll have your player stats and profile links at StatRoyale.com. We'll have your social media information as well. Any other shouts before we let you go, man?
Yeah, just I've started to be a bit more active on my YouTube channel recently.
Oh, great.
So I'm trying to make like matchup guides for Xbow and just general tips videos. So if you're interested in those, feel free to check it out.
Yeah, guys, everybody, what better time to go ahead and subscribe to SK? I'll have his YouTube channel linked for you guys in the description as well. SK, thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Ash. Always a pleasure.
No problem, and I appreciate you staying up till 3 a.m. to record this. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out the deck link, as always, in the show notes below, and at GFUEL, where you can get 10% off if you use my code ASH, using the link in the description below off your entire order. Thank you for watching all the way till the end, guys, and as always, take care, guys.